Hey, Tracy Nelson here, Creation Adventures and Outdoor Education. Trying to clear me a path to get in here and get some of these wonderful elderberries. Now, as you can see, I've already been collecting some elderberries. My hands are purple, which is a good sign. It means the berries are ripe, ready to be harvested. And I have found an incredible elderberry patch here on a friend of mine's property. The only problem is you got to kind of clear your way to it through the blackberry bushes. If you can kind of get you zoomed in here, look at all these elderberries. And I'm gonna be using this. These elderberries to make elderberry tonic or elderberry syrup. Call it whatever you want to call it. Well, basically, I'm going to combine elderberries. I'm going to cook them for a little bit and simmer them for about 30 minutes after I bring them to a boil. And then I'm going to let it sit and cool off, and I'm going to add some raw honey to it, maybe some cinnamon. And of course, I will already have water in there. And then I'll make a syrup out of that to be kept in the refrigerator. And I take about a tablespoon a day during the winter to help build the immune system to help fight off colds and flu. And you can look this up. There's plenty of research. Matter of fact, you can go and see they're selling elderberry capsules. They're selling elderberries. Some herb stores are carrying elderberry syrup, elderberry gummies. So the research is out there on this plant. This is a real strong medicinal plant. Okay, now let me go ahead and grab a little bit and show you. So there's a close-up of what the elderberry looks like. It has these compound leaves. It's more of a shrub than a tree. It likes to grow in open areas and disturbed places. Okay, and there's the berries. There's some green berries in there as well as some ripe ones. According to all the research, you don't want to consume the leaves or the unripe berries because they're poisonous. Okay, just the ripe berries, and the ripe berries, by the way, are not sweet. Without some kind of sweetener added to them, they wouldn't make a good jam or jelly or even the syrup. That's why we add honey to the syrup to help it go down smoother. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and we'll go back to the kitchen in a little bit, and I'll show you how to process this and make some elderberry syrup. Hey, Tracy Nelson here with Creation Adventures and Outdoor Education, and today to follow up what you saw earlier of me collecting those elderberries. Today I'm in our school kitchen, our kitchen area in our facility. I'll give you an idea. This is a view of our facility where we have been for the last 10 years at different times. We've had classes here for both adults and children, and we are a Bible-based Christian school. We teach, my wife and I, we work at this together, and sometimes I'll have some friends volunteer to help with classes if they're fairly large classes and we need some help. But we've been doing this for about 10 years in this facility, and so we are equipped to teach some classes here, and then we leave here, go out maybe, and do some practical stuff out in the field on our property, which we have 14 acres, which is plenty of room to get out and do outdoor skills type stuff. So anyway, if you live in Atlanta or Birmingham or Chattanooga, we are kind of in the middle of that ABC triangle. If all those three make a triangle, we're located about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on traffic, from either one of those cities. So parents, if you're looking for a day-long class where your children get to go out and do different things in the outdoors. And consider signing up for a class. Just go to creationadventures.net. That's our website, and then email us. Well, today we're following up from collecting the elderberries. If you watch me in the video collect the elderberries, I collected them and I put them in these gallon-sized Ziploc bags. Now, the best thing to do if you go out and collect elderberries to make elderberry syrup, which is a strong immune builder and especially good for the wintertime during cold and flu season, to take a tablespoon a day, and it helps keep the immune system strong, is to go ahead and freeze them like this, and then that way you don't have to pick off the little berries one little thing at a time after you pick them. You put them in the freezer, and then all you do is you take them out of the freezer after they're good and frozen. And then what happens is those stems and stuff will get separated out for you, and the berries will fall to the bottom of your bag. I have 2 bags here that I'm working up. This makes it much easier because you don't want your stems and stuff when you start processing the elderberries and start preparing them for elderberry syrup. You don't want that in your mix, because they're, according to all your field guides, they're considered to be poisonous, the stems and stuff, and the leaves. I have never had any issues. I get a few stems every now and then, but not, I wouldn't want to have a lot of stems in there just to be safe. But make sure you're safe with the elderberries, and no stems, no leaves, okay? Well, I also have set up, show you how I process these things. I set up this, I built this screen, so when I get ready to do elderberries, I can use this screen, and the berries are small enough where they'll fall through, and the stems and stuff will stay on the top. Now, I'm going to try to make a quart, 1 quart of elderberry syrup today. 1 quart. And to do that, I'm going to need, see all those stems? See how that came loose? The berries came off the stems after they're frozen. So I just pour it in my screen, move the stuff back and forth, move the berries and the stems back and forth, and the berries just fall on through. And when it's said and done, voila, I have my berries. Like I said, I need 1 cup of berries, of frozen berries, and 1 quart of water to make a quart of elderberry syrup. So what I'll do next, okay, so for my next step, I have my berries. I have 1 quart, I mean not 1 quart, but 1 cup of elderberries. And I'll add that to my pan here. And then I'll take 1 quart of water. Now, I realize that through the process of cooking, I'm going to lose a little bit of that 1 quart. And I want a full quart. So I'm going to add a little more in there and allow for the steam and stuff that cooks off as they're cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer. And I'll probably put something over it so I don't lose too much liquid. And I'm going to allow it to simmer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And in that process, after 30 minutes, I'm going to let it cool. And I'll come back in just a second and show you that. But I'm going to mash those berries up and make sure I get all the juice I can out of those berries.